There was a first cutback, a first bunny hop, a first hand plant. Now, there's the first ever Hyundai Santa Cruz to help you on the journey to all your firsts. Every journey to adventure begins somewhere. Start yours in our first ever sport adventure vehicle, the Hyundai Santa Cruz.
From American Crime Story to the Wonder Years reboot, join us Monday for our fun fall TV preview. It's going to be amazing. Now, we leave you with a taste of tonight's secret celebrity renovation. CBS Sports analyst and NFL MVP Boomer Esiason gives back, and he gets a little free therapy in the process. Whoa!
I want to rip this paneling off.
Happening now.
Pushback continues over the new abortion law in the state of Texas. And for the first time, President Joe Biden weighs in. What he has to say about the controversial new law next. And we take a look at a local study taking place on how drugs, including Ivermectin, fight COVID-19. If you have COVID, how you can help.
Here we go into the holiday weekend. I'll be back to let you know how hot it's going to get and when we'll see our next chance of rain. See you in a bit. The News at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, a drug that's been in the news a lot. It's now part of a new study at UT Health San Antonio, Ivermectin. It's sometimes used to treat human infections, but mostly it's a dewormer for livestock.
Yeah, the ivermectin used for horses is not meant for humans, but it's been such a big problem, the FDA has put out warnings for humans not to use it.
And now ivermectin and 2 other drugs meant for humans are part of a new national COVID-19 treatment study. Garrett Berger explains how they're ready for their volunteers.
Dr. Thomas Patterson and his colleagues at UT Health San Antonio are looking for active COVID-19 patients for the Active 6 study.
We don't want you to get COVID, but if you do get COVID, this is an option.
The study assigns COVID patients to get one of 3 drugs or a placebo version of them. And participants can choose which of the drugs they want to be considered for, which are shipped to them in the mail.
It's an interesting study because it's going to use drugs that are approved for other indications.
The drugs include fluticasone and fluvoxamine, but the most high profile of the 3 is ivermectin, which has dominated headlines lately. It's used in humans for infections caused by some parasitic worms and head lice, and also rosacea. And its role as a dewormer for livestock has been highlighted by the reported rushes on the drug at agriculture stores. Though ivermectin has shown some promise against COVID-19, Patterson says the data isn't strong enough to recommend it yet.
I think it's just really important to recognize the utility of a carefully done study to show, is it safe and is it effective? Because that's an important question.
So he advises against self-medicating with it, and he says you definitely should not take the veterinary version.
Which is really not a good idea and not safe, and has been associated with significant toxicity.
The drugs in the study could change depending on the results of this or other studies, or if other drug options arise. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Now, to participate in this study, you need to be at least 30 with a positive COVID test in the last 10 days. For more criteria or to sign up, you can go to the Active-6 website. It's spelled ACTIV-6 or active6study.org. We also have a link in this story on KSAT.com. Hondo ISD taking an extended Labor Day weekend to try and control the spread of COVID-19. Schools will be closed through Wednesday, September 8th. There are currently 62 COVID cases reported in that district. According to the district's online tracker, it's a mix of students and staff, more than double the number of cases from Tuesday when they were just 19 total.
Now to the growing fallout from the Texas abortion law. Overnight, Planned Parenthood asked a Texas court to temporarily block the law from taking effect. And President Biden speaking about that controversial law for the first time in person today. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the story.
The pushback against the most restrictive abortion law in the nation growing desperate. Democrats and abortion activists searching to find a way to challenge the Texas abortion law.
Very harsh. I think it feels inhumane. I think we're tired.
Dr. Bhavik Kumar says he normally performs up to 30 abortions a day. Since the new law, he's only seen 6 patients and had to turn half of them away.
She was surprised. She was distraught. And we began to explore options and think through the logistics of if she would be able to go out of state for the care that she needed.
The new law bans abortion after about the 6th week of pregnancy, before many women even know they're pregnant, and gives private citizens the right to sue anyone who aids and abets an unlawful abortion. Planned Parenthood asking a Texas court to issue a temporary restraining order against Texas Right to Life to stop them from suing abortion providers. The Supreme Court rejecting a last-ditch effort to block the law, and President Joe Biden speaking Friday at the White House saying it creates a vigilante system.
I was told that there are possibilities within the existing law to have the Justice Department look and see whether are there things that can be done that can limit the independent action of individuals in enforcing a federal system, a state law.
Now, despite that review and pushback from abortion rights activists, this law could still be in effect for at least weeks. That's according to experts who say the next big legal battle could come when a Texan is sued for allegedly aiding and abetting an unlawful abortion. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We have an update now to a crash that nearly killed 2 teens who were walking to school this morning. We have now learned the driver that jumped the sidewalk has been arrested for DWI-related charges. San Antonio police tell us the woman lost control of her SUV this morning on Dugas Drive and South Ellison. That's on the far west side. They say that the woman had veered onto the sidewalk, hit the 2 sisters who were walking to Stevens High School. Officers had to pull those girls out from underneath the woman's car. The girls were taken to the hospital in critical but stable condition.
A man killed in a crash over the weekend has been identified as 24-year-old Pedro Guadarrama Pedrosa. He died Saturday after his truck was hit by a driver who ran a red light at the intersection of Salazar Zamora and West South Cross. San Antonio police say the Pedrosa's truck was thrown across the threw him across the intersection. It hit a utility pole. Pedrosa died at the scene. The driver who caused the crash and a passenger were taken to the hospital. The driver was later arrested.
Many questions remaining after a 65-year-old man died this morning on the northeast side. Right now, we're working to learn that man's name. San Antonio police say the victim may have been speeding before he crashed at the intersection of Loma Azul and Topperwine Road. He slammed his car into the rear end of a trailer that was carrying 2 vehicles as it was exiting the driveway. The victim had to be extracted from the car. He died on the way to the hospital. No one else was hurt. Hurricane Ida and its remnants leaving a deadly trail of destruction across several states. In the Northeast, rainfall and tornadoes claiming dozens of lives. But the flooding is still a dangerous threat.
And in Louisiana, the process of cleanup and recovery only just beginning. ABC's Dan Lieberman with the latest.
In Center City, Philadelphia, the Vine Street Expressway, a major roadway, still underwater. Crews still pumping away. A duck swimming in the floodwaters. And in Cranford, New Jersey, a person walking through ankle-deep water before their basement wall caved in from immense water pressure. In New York City, 11 out of 13 residents who lost their lives lived in basement apartments, unable to escape the high waters. Across Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey, catastrophic flooding with at least 7 confirmed tornadoes. In Mullica Hill, New Jersey, winds exceeding 135 miles per hour.
We were all huddled. He was over me. Everything was falling on our back.
And this. A house in Rahway, New Jersey, exploding early Thursday, hours after residents evacuated due to floodwaters. Authorities blaming a buildup of gas inside. The blast leveling the house and damaging nearby homes. Recovery efforts made difficult in places like Manville, New Jersey, where 3 burning fires left homes unreachable today due to flooding. And in Louisiana, President Biden arriving in New Orleans today to see the devastation from Ida and meet with families who have lost so much. Fuel, food, and water still difficult to come by. Among the destruction, a tragic discovery. Officials now investigating after 4 nursing home residents were found dead after they'd been evacuated to a warehouse ahead of the severe weather. President Biden focusing on his role of consoler-in-chief in Louisiana at this very moment where power is still out for hundreds of thousands of people. Dan Lieberman, ABC News, New York.
Those recovery efforts in Louisiana and up in the Northeast won't be ending anytime soon. It's why right now our KSAT community partners hosting a Hurricane Ida relief phone bank in partnership with the American Red Cross. We are joined by Richard McAllister, a Red Cross volunteer. He's going to tell us a little bit about how your donation, no matter what amount, will help. And you see the number right here, 351-1363. Richard, you're a meteorologist. You're a spokesperson for the Red Cross. I want to talk about, obviously, the need is great. We just showed it in that story. If you were going into, if God forbid you should be affected by a natural disaster, what should you bring to a shelter? What should you grab out of your house?
Well, Steve, we have individuals that are in shelters all across the country after this massive storm that went through. We have nearly 2,700 people in shelter as of today, anywhere from the Gulf Coast all the way up to the Mid-Atlantic region and in New England. And while we try and make people comfortable, we do ask them to bring things like pillows and blankets and hygiene supplies, any type of durable medical equipment and medicine that they may need while they're staying in the shelter.
Is there any substitute for a monetary donation, for a money donation for the Red Cross? Because it can be used anyway, right?
A monetary donation helps us move fast to get relief into the hands of people that need it the most. And we can work that quickly and buy the supplies and provide for those families who have lost their homes. And we can make it happen fast with a monetary donation.
351-1363. A lot of people wondering how they can help. Richard, thank you for your time. Thank you for what you do with the Red Cross.
Thank you.
This is a way to help those who've been affected by Hurricane Ida and then the storm it became after that as it moved inland and northeast. 351-1363, the number to call.
It's great to see those phones ringing. We want to show you the phone number one more time, though. It is 210-351-1363. Again, this phone bank is going on until 7 o'clock tonight, and you will find all the information you need on KSAT.com. Adam?
Yeah, looking outside, 98 degrees, the high temperature today. That's 5 degrees above average. We were sub 100 again, the record high 104. You take a look at the numbers out there, weather watchers. 101 Del Rio, 94 right now in Seguin, 93 Floresville. Well into the 90s, some locations just barely hitting 100 right now. Taking a look at the forecast, clearing sky this evening and tonight. Humid, a southeasterly breeze at 5 to 15. By midnight, we'll be down closer to 80 degrees. We will talk about how hot it'll get this weekend, when rain chances return, and an update on the tropics coming right up. Sam.
Thank you very much, Adam. Taking a look at traffic this evening, there's a bit of a situation here. This is Loop 410 and San Pedro. There's a pole in the way. They tried to get the camera all the way around, but they weren't able to, but that's just something to watch out for. Let's take a look at the maps. A couple of incidents and some heavy traffic in and around the area. This is on the northeast side. I had a crash there at Loop 410 at I-35 that's causing some slowdowns. Taking a look at 35 inside Loop 410, 15 minutes now. It was a lot worse yesterday, but it could be better in between the northeast side and downtown, and in 12 minutes on the southwest side into downtown. We'll keep an eye on things throughout the evening. Steve, Ursula?
Adam, I'm sorry I walked in front of your numbers.
Just loitering around.
Yeah, just wandering around the studio,
It's
whatever.
Labor Day weekend. All right. Don't be surprised if you're taking a road trip and paying a lot more for it. The price is up, especially compared to this time last year. We'll talk about the cause and when it could drop next. If you're headed out for Labor Day weekend for a road trip, expect some busy highways, but also higher gas prices. In fact, we're paying nearly $1 more per gallon than we did this time last year when we were in a much bigger lockdown situation. 12 News Side's Marilyn Moritz takes a look at why that's happening and when you could see some relief.
Frank Martinez will be laboring this holiday weekend. He's a Lyft driver, feeling the pinch at the pump.
With the job I do, I fill up a lot. I fill up every day, so yeah, definitely I see it.
Yeah,
it adds up.
The price of a gallon jumped 9 cents here in just the past week,
More expensive to travel.
making this the most expensive Labor Day fill-up in 7 years. One reason, a surge in demand for a little road trip and getaway.
Overall, AAA anticipates that Labor Day weekend, we will see travel numbers that could meet or maybe even exceed pre-pandemic levels.
The other reason, Hurricane Ida. It knocked out about 15% of the U.S. refining capacity. Still, analysts tell us while you may see price fluctuations this weekend, don't expect a big spike.
But there are some positives. San Antonio is paying some of the cheapest gas in the country, and this bump at the pump is temporary.
Really, Labor Day is the unofficial end of the summer driving season, so typically gasoline demand falls and typically prices will fall along with that.
How fast and how far they'll fall depends on the spread of COVID and how fast refineries can come back online. Analysts say expect relief down the road by the end of this month. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, that's the gas situation. How about the heat situation? Because it is very warm out there, and I would be okay with the temperatures dropping off. It's September.
It's September.
Like end of this month, maybe?
Usually we see our first cold front that would signify a 10-degree drop toward the end of September, roughly about the last week of September, but it can come earlier than that. It's not really within sight anytime soon. Near 100 as we go through the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, sunny and dry. Monday, Labor Day, still fairly sunny, but later in the day, we see a return of some rain chances. Nothing too spectacular, but a few pop-ups are possible at that point. All right, let's get right to it. Let's talk about the heat. We look outside right now, we're 96 degrees, so down 2 degrees from our high temperature earlier. Dew point is 71, and calculate the heat index, feels like 104. Hondo right now, 97. Canyon Lake at 90. Look at Stinson at 98, along with Pleasanton, and Helotes currently 94. As usual, Del Rio, about 101 now. Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, just shy of the century mark at 99, and Laredo is one of the hot spots at 101. Of course, we have to factor in the humidity, mugginess, the stickiness outside. We're really feeling it. Dew points well into the 60s, even some low 70s. So that makes it feel like we're 104 Pleasanton, makes it feel like 105 Corpus Christi, and Del Rio, current heat index 107. So feeling it out there when you combine the heat and humidity. Right up near 100 the next couple of days. We're forecasting 99. Wouldn't surprise me if we hit or even exceeded 100 by a degree or so, even officially at the airport. But we're thinking 99 the next couple of days, Monday 98. So near 100 this weekend. And then by Tuesday you see a little drop, but you're not going to feel it a whole lot. Just down to 95 at that point because our weather pattern is going to shift a little bit. And I think we'll have a little extra cloud cover and a slightly better chance of rain. Speaking of rain, along the coastline earlier today and in parts of the coastal plain, farther east of San Antonio, we had a nice little batch of showers move through. Some heavier rain developed. See that around the noon hour, especially east of San Antonio. And even right now, we have just 1 or 2 little isolated showers popping up. They'll be very brief in nature and highly unlikely to affect any high school football this evening. A little bit of activity in the Panhandle. That's good to see you out in West Texas again in the higher terrain. Okay, let's get an update on the tropics. Hurricane Larry now has a well-defined eye to that hurricane that's way out in the Atlantic, likely to move to the northwest in the coming days. And by the middle of next week on Wednesday, a major hurricane just east of Bermuda. So this is looking like it's going to start arcing away and parallel the east coast of the United States. Hopefully that remains the case, and hopefully it even skirts and misses Bermuda. We'll keep you updated, of course. And there's this area of potential development in the next 5 to 7 days as this little cluster of thunderstorms from the Caribbean moves over the Yucatan Peninsula and then emerges in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a slight chance that could turn into a tropical system. Nothing to worry about right now. We'll keep you updated on that, of course. So next couple of days, no chance of rain. We've got 0% Saturday and Sunday. By Monday, afternoon and evening, about 20%. But if you're in the hill country on Monday, Labor Day, I think slightly better odds. Into Tuesday, we bump it to about 30 to 40%, and then that's it for rain chances in the foreseeable future. So tonight, temperatures falling through the 80s. Tomorrow, we'll start the day in the mid-70s, make it up to near 100 every day this weekend, and even on into Labor Day, and just those few rain chances late Monday, and then again throughout the day on Tuesday. Overall, feeling the heat and humidity early this September.
Ouch. At least you're getting a little break for Friday Night Football.
Yeah,
little.
It's only 95. Now, if I remember right, last week, didn't a rainstorm go through or something? And so it was nice and cool. Greg, you're experiencing early season Friday Night Football in Texas right now.
It's about 125 degrees. At least that's what it feels like down here on the field. But when we come back, we're going to let the actual game heat it up for us tonight, because it's going to be Reagan against, of course, Steele tonight. We'll have a live preview of that game for you in just a moment. Also, when we come back, one of the key Cowboys could be back from that COVID list sooner than we thought. Coming up. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome live to Lindhoff Stadium for the big game. And our big game coverage tonight is going to be number 3 Steele hosting number 4 Reagan. Now, the Knights come into this game after they manhandled Pflugerville-Hendrickson last week, 35-14. Meantime, the Rattlers coming in off their first loss of the season, number 1 Brennan, by the same score, 35-14, dropping Reagan from number 2 and 12's top 12 to number 4. Last year, these two teams battled it out to a close finish, 21-20, with the Rattlers on top. The Knights looking for a little revenge.
It will definitely be a playoff atmosphere because, I mean, they beat us last year, so this is going to be a way better game.
Every game that we go into, we know it's going to be big, and we got to just play our best. We just going to come out playing our brand of football. I know that they're going to be hungry, but as long as we do our job, I think we should be fine.
They're a physical team. I know they're fast. They're going to come off the ball every time, and I know they're ready to play us, especially because we beat them last year. They're ready to come after us.
All right, so it'll be Reagan and Steele at Lindhoff. Judson will be at Lake Travis. Madison, Smithson Valley at Ranger Stadium. How about Southside at Somerset, Bulldog, Champion, MacArthur at Heroes, Alamo Heights, which is against Churchill at Comalander. Gregory Portland against Bernie in Bernie. Roosevelt travels to East Central. Eagle Pass with Marshall at Ferris. Medina Valley at Jay at Gus. Floresville Southwest at Dragon Stadium. Lee and Brack at Alamo. Harlandale at Edison at SAISD. How about Austin Navarro traveling to McCullum, Harlandale Memorial Stadium. Laredo United South in South San. Austin Hyde Park. Kennedy, Pleasant, and Antonian. And Harlan will travel to Laredo United. And our big game coverage road trip has Larry and photographer Eddie Latigo headed to Seguin for their first stop as the Matadors host the Unicorns and New Bravos, and it's over to Geronimo to catch Navarro. And Lavernia finally pulling into Marion to catch the Bulldogs hosting Goliad.
Pro football coverage.
And the Dallas Cowboys.
Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys are one day closer right now to their season opener against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they got some great news today. Connor Williams has been cleared to at least work out with the athletic training staff. That means he's one step closer to coming off of that COVID list after testing positive a few days ago. Don't forget to join us on the BGC app tonight for all the live games streaming by Texas Sports Productions, including one of the biggest ones in the state. It is, of course, Judson against Lake Travis. Travis ranked number 7 in the state. Then follow us at BGC.com, on Twitter for all your latest scores, and of course on the Night Beat for all the highlights. Live from Lindhoff Stadium, Greg Simmons, KSAT 12 Sports.
All right, thank you, Greg.
We'll be right back.
Before we go, a reminder, we have a Hurricane Ida relief phone bank going on right now. The number to call, 210-351-1363.
Again, the phone bank going until 7 o'clock tonight, and you can find all the information you need about it on KSAT.com. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News is up next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock. That phone bank, by the way, continues until 7 o'clock tonight, and the need is great in Louisiana, your home state, across the South, and into the Northeast. We'll see you at 6.